going to have a retrial.
Joe Deters is nearly ready to announce whether there will be a new trial for former UC police officer Ray Tenzing, but he has already dropped some hints about it. Good evening, everyone. Deters will announce his decision tomorrow morning, and that comes after a meeting with local faith leaders today that left them with an idea of what he's going to do.
They believe Deters will announce the retrial for the murder of Sam DuBose, even though most jurors didn't think the fatal shooting was murder. Local 12's Deborah Dixon shows us what has to be considered in the decision.
Prosecutor Joe Deters hasn't told Ray Tenzing's attorney there is going to be a new trial. He doesn't have to.
I'm a realist and I can hear pretty well, so I think from everything I've heard and seen, it's going to happen again.
What Stu Matthews hears is what Joe Deters says. In interviews, he refers to the next trial.
There are things we can do better in a second case, and we just got to work on it. We just got to make sure we press the buttons in this case, evidentiary-wise and argument-wise, that will have a probability of winning this time.
Bishop Bobby Hilton, who met with Deters today, believes there will be a new murder trial too.
Personally, that's how I feel. Mr. Deters did not say that, let me be clear, but personally I believe there will be a new murder trial.
Even though most jurors did not go for murder, Stu Matthews says it was 10 against murder and 2 for it when the mistrial was declared. They were told if they couldn't agree on murder, they had to go with the lesser included charge of manslaughter. The final vote, 8 for manslaughter, 4 not guilty.
I'm surprised based on the vote, but I don't think the vote matters or counts. I think that it's the political pressure, the community pressure that is going to be the determining factor here.
It's really not unusual in this job to have people try to influence you one way or the other, but people that know me know that I'm going to do what I think is right.
To the Sam DuBose family, what is right is another trial for murder, preferring a not guilty verdict over a trial on a lesser charge.
We don't take a hung jury as an answer. An answer is guilty or not guilty. That's the only answer the family's willing to accept, and that's where we stand.
It was the defense that filed for a change of venue for the Tenzing trial because of the high emotions in Hamilton County. It was denied. But now it's Prosecutor Joe Deters talking about a possible change of venue if there's a second trial, because jurors were so afraid of being identified and apparently still are. What both sides know is if a second trial ends in a mistrial, it is very unlikely there will be a third. The other thing that Joe Deters has to consider is the cost of a trial. It was $500,000 for that first Tenzing trial. Now for the Tenzing family, Stu Matthews says, a second trial and paying for it is a major concern. So the cost is another issue.
What about Deters coming out tomorrow and saying that there's going to be a lesser charge? Do you think he's considering that?
Everyone says that. Everyone
Sure,
talks about that. What he told me is, in his mind, this is murder when you purposely, intentionally take another life, and Tenzing admitted doing that. So he says no other charge fits. So he told me this is murder. So that's what I'm expecting tomorrow.
Yeah, Deb, thanks very much.
Okay.
We'll know soon because Deters' announcement is scheduled tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Local 12 will carry it live and also stream it at local12.com.